Hood movie review. Hood movie review. Hood movie review. Watch us on YouTube.
Is this thing on? We're the teachers, and in our classroom, 2 and 2 can add up to 5 if we say it does. This is gang related.
Yep.
This movie was.
That's how I knew this shit. I knew shit was hitting the fan.
this was wild. So with this movie, we got Tupac playing the role of Rodriguez. We have.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I ain't like that
We'll
either.
get into that right now.
I told y'all this was a horrible way for Tupac to go out, man.
I was saying, so you got Tupac as Rodriguez, then you got Jim Belushi as Da Vinci, and then we have James Earl Jones as what was his character's name? It was something Baylor.
Yeah, Mr. Baylor.
Mr. Baylor. And then we got I can't even say her name.
Layla Rashawn.
Layla Rashawn playing Cynthia Webb. So yeah, so we got some stuff for you. We gonna get into that in just a second. This is your host, of course, the bad guy himself, Kenny. To my right, we have Mr. Unbiased TK, and underneath me we have the People's Champ Sledge. All right. So what do we think of the soundtrack? The soundtrack was majority Tupac.
I was about to say,
I liked it though.
get your mind on your money.
Yeah, I like that.
They play that one song, that up and down like a road. I can never hear that song.
How do you want it, girl? How do you feel?
They play that song, and I was like, man, he ruined that song. Up and down like a roller
coaster. Hey, that soundtrack was live, bro.
Oh, it was
I
crazy.
fuck with it.
I didn't realize that one song in there. I don't think I ever heard that song. The one that was like, my life, my life, my life, my life.
In the sunshine.
He remixed it. He remixed it and was like, my life, my life, my life, dodging one time. I was like, hey, it's a kind of
it did show me like, damn, Pac was cool, bro. Like,
yeah,
he was.
Like Pac was cool, bro.
This is his last movie.
I'm actually glad I stumbled upon this.
I'm not, because I'm sorry he went out like that. That's not a movie to go out on, though. It was a cool movie, but not to be dead next month.
Show too much. He didn't have to show too much range, range in his acting for real.
Yeah,
the only part that he had to show his range it was where he was just upset and tripping.
And that was quite a bit of the movie though. That was quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Fucking good. We're gonna go to jail. I'm like, damn, nigga, y'all crashing out.
But what are we ranking the soundtrack out of 5? Because we always rank everything out of 5 on this show.
I'll give you a 5. It's Pac.
Yeah, it was 5. Before we start the review, get a little bit of trivia. I got 2 trivia things for y'all to start off with. So the on-screen relationship, like another reason why these two didn't like each other, Jim Belushi and Tupac. Basically, Tupac likes to nail his scenes in 1 or 2 takes, and Belushi prefers to do multiple takes. Right. So he was annoyed by that. He was annoyed by Jim Belushi wanting to do multiple takes like that.
So they had problems on the set for real.
They had problems on the set.
Yeah.
So they bled onto the screen too. So it was like, okay, this is perfect. And then the role of Frank Da Vinci, the one that's played by Jim Belushi, these 3 people were considered for the role. So Ray Liotta, if you ever seen The Goodfellas, he was supposed to be that role, which I feel like he would have nailed that role.
I don't know. I think who's the other ones?
The other one is Nick Nolte. That's a nasty one. Nick Nolte is nasty. That's 48 hours.
48?
Yeah, 48 hours. That's nasty.
About to say, but I don't know about dude because like Ray Liotta did play a great role in there, but I think what's his name, Belushi? I think he did a great job with this.
Oh no, he did a great job. But I'm saying these are the people that were considered before Jim Belushi. So think about the movie under these people. And I feel like Ray Liotta would have bought it. I feel like Nick Nolte, I don't know about him.
It looked like first 48. It looked like 48 hours.
It would have been nasty. And then the last one was Lawrence Fishburne. I feel like listen. Lawrence Fishburne is one of them niggas that he's not gonna do bad any role.
I just don't think. I don't think 2 niggas in a movie. I think a white dude and a black dude was perfect.
That was perfect because you didn't want it. The thing was with this movie, these two they were slipping. Every chance they got, they was doing dumbass shit. So it was like you don't want two black cops looking dumb. I feel like they did the right thing.
Exactly. No.
They did the right thing.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
if we don't look at it,
Exactly.
if we don't look at it like that, Lawrence Fishburne could have did this role. Lawrence Fishburne could have did that. He could have bodied that. Because I think Lawrence Fishburne is one of the people that he can be super serious. He can be evil. He can be evil. He can be the good guy. He can be funny. That's why I think like him, and if you ever seen the movie The King of New York, him and Wesley Snipes were
I love that movie.
I love it too. And I think those two in that movie, they could have swapped and they could have bodied those two roles swapped. I think that's how good they are.
That is true. That's true. Especially in them chicken scene when them niggas ordering them bucket of chicken.
Bro,
both of them could.
That too. That's what I'm saying. Like those two could have bodied it. I don't know if you've seen that movie, King of New York, TK. Have you seen that?
I'm about to check
that
that
could be
out.
the next.
Yeah.
Whoa. That might be next.
Hey, you gonna listen. You're gonna love
King of New York is good.
You're gonna love King of New York. That's a good move right there. I almost said that. That's a good move right there. But we're gonna start this review. So the movie starts off with a girl by the name of Cynthia Willer. So that's Rashawn.
Checking that ass.
Hey,
Layla Rashawn was cold back in the day.
And I'm gonna tell you because I seen her recently, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. We want to talk about a fall off?
Yeah, she was
like she got stung by a bee. Like she got just all right.
Yeah, thyroid problem, probably. No, with her,
right, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't know. I just gave her something. Look, I think she got thyroid problem. Look, she was cold in this movie.
She was like five.
Yeah, I give her 5 as well.
I don't know if it's a love interest or not. But 5.
Yeah, I mean technically, yeah. And I noticed something rewatching it. I didn't peep, but we're gonna talk about it later. With her. So movie starts off with her, like I said, she's a stripper. She's throwing it to Tupac, and then this white cop's watching. So that's Da Vinci, played by Jim Belushi. And we see a drug deal with these two dirty cops, like I said, Rodriguez and Da Vinci, which is Tupac and Jim Belushi. And she's in there too. And they sell the drugs to him, and they end up doing a drive-by on him while he drives off, making it look gang-related. And Cynthia goes home, like she knows nothing of this going on. She goes home and tells the homeless. Go ahead.
That was Kumo D.
Was that Kumo D?
The undercover.
You talking about in the beginning of the movie?
That was Kumo D. I ain't seen him in a minute, so I
ain't seen him in a minute.
How about that? Like, no.
You know that nigga personally.
No. I'm saying like, I haven't seen his face in a minute, so I don't remember that's like if
Kumo D.
So okay, that's what's up there. God bless with him. Cynthia goes home and tells the homeless man by the name of Joe to get out the street. This nigga drunk in the street.
Drunk in the middle of the street.
So my thing is this: how many cars then drove past before Cynthia said something?
That's a good point.
Right.
Get the fuck out the street.
She said
she was pulling up in a cab or in a taxi, like, whatever.
He moved over a little bit. He said,
She said it. Who probably wouldn't even feel it. Like,
yeah. He was lit. He was gone. And Rodriguez, he owes $27,942 in gambling debts from playing cards to the and the loan shark was like, listen.
He said, I give loans out to people like you.
It charged them high interest because they know they can never pay it back.
Yeah.
So it's this white, I don't know the white dude's from, but it's him and Debo, Tiny Lister Jr. In this movie. And they're like, look, we got to pay that money. And he's like, look, I got $4K for you right now. He gets a $4K to get him off his back. He's like, all right, bet. He's like, sorry to do this to you, buddy. You know, I got to do it. So he's like, all right.
He was a cool loan shark. He was reasonable. He explained himself.
He was reasonable. He's like, I don't want to do this, but I have to.
Gotta make a point.
He said, you got a gambling problem. He said, and they find out that the drug dealer was an undercover DEA agent. And they looking shook. And they told us about the superiors, and they're like, oh, shit, we fucked up. And from here on out, I mean, they already fucked up, but they really start fucking up. Yeah. So it's already like, damn. That was like, damn. So they decide to pin the murder on a criminal. And we get a compilation of them trying to pin it on different people, and it doesn't go their way. The first guy, they throw him the gun. The guy's like, oh, grabs the gun. And he's like, "Oh, got your fingerprints. Where were you last
Right.
Friday night?" He's like, "Bro,
I was
come on,
locked
man."
up.
And he was like, "I was in jail." He looked it up. He was like, "Damn." So then they go to the next person, this Mexican dude, and they was like, "Oh," he takes the kid's gun. He's like, "Come on, man." You know, he's like, "Look, got your prints." He's like, "Where were you last Friday night?" "Oh, I was in ICU. I got stabbed." It was like, "What?"
Right. He said, "I just got out today." Like,
Yeah,
you know how
this
scared
morning.
you gotta be to get out today and then get picked
Yeah.
up.
And then the last guy, they throw it to a white dude. He grabbed the gun like, "Yeah." Like, he's like, "Yeah," he's excited. He's like, "Yeah,
Serial
yeah."
number.
Yeah, he's just He's like, "Where the bullets at?" Ah. So
Mm.
he's like, "What's wrong with this nigga?"
Basically, he said, "Y'all fuckers need to do better."
Yeah, he was like, "All right." So he hold it. Then he was like, he had a gun in his hand. He's like, "All right." He's like, he wiping the prints off. He's like, "Yeah." So I wasn't. He's the last Friday night. I was robbing a jewelry store.
Yeah.
He says, "Hey, 1 to 5 is better than 10 to life."
To the life. I felt
That's
that.
crazy.
He
So
said, "I even got the proof still. I got the evidence still."
I got the
Like,
evidence.
damn,
I do feel
he
that
still
though.
got this shit.
I'll take a petty theft over murder any day.
He was like, "Oh, 44, huh?" He was just wiping the prints off. He just,
Right.
He said
I
they had
like,
a scratched out serial number.
yeah, he did scratch those serial numbers, huh?
He looking in the barrel and shit. Oh, this is nice. Like,
That white boy played with them niggas, man.
He really did. They was in there looking salty. So a little trivia. This is the only movie where Tupac played a cop, is what I found out. And on here it says other movies he is considered to be a gangster or a criminal. Even though he's a criminal in this one too. But
but he was part of law enforcement. He was part of the state when he was in Poetic Justice. He was a mailman.
Shut up.
He was part of the state. That's a government official.
You got it. Hey, that's all he can do. Like, hey, you got it.
He did his taxes.
And he had a good job in Poetic Justice. Justice ain't shit. Keep going.
After 3 days of coming up with nothing, they get hounded by the police chief. He's like, "Bro, we need to see some results."
72 hours, or we're just gonna give it away.
Yeah, and it's
I'd be like, fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
He said, if you don't find nobody else to pin, he said, they're going to start looking in-house. And it's like, damn.
That's crazy, though.
That is wild.
That's crazy right there.
So were you in? So did you know we were crooked?
I don't think we were crooked, but they were just like, nah, they're gonna start looking and see why we're messing up.
Okay.
Oh, that's how. Okay, about to say, because I'm thinking like he said, if you don't give me something in the next day or like the next few hours, he's like, damn,
he's gonna see where they messed up at, and they don't want nobody else looking into it because somebody else gonna figure out that thing. So they got to find somebody. So
sorry, were they really going to figure it out?
I think they would have. I mean, they did later. They did, but we get into that. But they try to pin it on the homeless man Joe from earlier outside of Cynthia's place. He just got done cracking. That's the thing too. He just getting. I forgot that he was cracking her in the movie when I rewatched. I said, "Oh, okay." Shout out to him.
I got perishables.
Yeah. Cause I ain't gonna lie. If I was Jim Belushi, I'm like, I'm getting my sex scene. Let me get my sex scene real quick. Go ahead. I'm trying to
get my contract.
Yeah, I'm trying to grip a cheek or two.
So I was about to say, but right there to that part, that's when she asked him. She was like, "So what you thinking about?" She said, "You think about us," and he was like, "Nah, I'm not thinking about y'all." Then he started telling her what the shit he expect though. He said, "I expect loyalty, respect, and all that shit." And he said, "I respect my partner, and I love my partner, and I'm loyal to my partner." But we didn't touch on it. When they said that they killed the cop and Tupac was tripping, this nigga pulled his damn gun out on him. Like, how you gonna pull your gun out on me? Pointed at my face. All that shit right there because they could be watching us right now. Like, nigga, y'all still look stupid because you got your gun out on him and you tripping. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then he couldn't say that whole thing. I expect this, I expect that, and I expect this. Like, no, you expect just to be in control right now. It's looking like
Talk about
and
maybe we can say it's gang related.
I was going to get to that too because if you watch the movie, you can see how he tries to manipulate people throughout the entire movie.
Situation.
Every person he comes across, he tries to bully and manipulate them. And so you'll see it throughout this too. So like I said, they try to pin it on the homeless man Joe outside of Cynthia's place, and they plant the gun on him. Oh, not that he did. We'll say Da Vinci did. They plants the gun on him and shows him the crime scene. And gives him he takes him to the crime scene. He's like, "Yeah, you were here. You were here." Gives him the gun. And he keep repeating the story to him over and over again while he's drunk. And they rewarded him with liquor too. They were
giving him liquor.
Yeah, they rewarded him with liquor. He just
right. Yeah. But bro was about to pour him a glass, and this nigga took the bottle and started chugging it. Ooh,
And
you
that was
know how strong you gotta be to just chug a bottle of liquor? Like,
no, listen, his throat was gone. His throat was gone. He been drinking that for a minute. His
that
throat
shit
was
is
gone.
hot.
I'm about to say his throat's gone. And yeah, so like I said, they're telling the story. They're trying to like tap into the subconscious by keep repeating it over and over again. So it's like in his memory. And he's like, so at this point,
That's
like
a
I said,
drunk for your ass. Because
that's
ain't no way you can convince me that I killed a motherfucker.
and it wasn't they did too. But you gotta think
And
this
he
nigga
was
been
just
drunk for
so
he was drunk
calm.
for 7 years. He was drunk for
That's what I'm
7
saying.
straight years.
He ain't dead.
Bro,
That's
7
crazy.
years he was just drunk.
Just
And
fucked up in the streets.
messed up 7 years. And they used Cynthia as a witness. He's
Which
like,
is stupid. Which is fucking dumb.
that's wild. And they
Too close.
use her as a witness, and they tell her to ID the second man. So you get in there, ID the second man. And oh, by the way, the homeless man is played by Dennis Quaid, great actor. If you've seen him in other movies, great actor. They tell him to ID the second man. He's like, that's all I gotta do. All you gotta do is ID the second man. She's like, okay. She walk in that room and see his Joe. She's like, I can't
I
do.
know him.
I know him. He said,
He
bitch,
lives in
you
my
don't,
building.
bitch, if you don't ID him, and she was like, I can't do that. And then he's like, look, second man, second number 2. And she walks off.
Made her sign that paperwork.
She's like, I got
Strike
some
number
paperwork.
2.
Yeah, he's like, I got to make you sign this paperwork. She's like, look, you just said I got to do this. Them balloons threw me off.
Who the fuck has balloons?
Them balloons
It's
threw
your
me off.
birthday sledge? Hey, no, man.
Hey,
Balloons.
Happy birthday, man.
I guess.
that threw me all the way off. So yeah, he's like, you got to sign this. She's like, I gotta sign that? I gotta sign this. He's like, look, you did that. That's procedure. You got to sign it. She's like, okay.
Bro, why are we signing paperwork and we're fucking trying to disguise a murder case?
She got to. He says, what you got to do when you do that? You got to get some paperwork.
He said, you got to sign this paper or it looks like we made it up.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what she said. Well, imagine that. Like,
she was like, huh? She even said, huh? She was
starting to question that shit already too, though, because I think she knew what was up with it. Like,
she remember she was
when
like,
dude said, "Oh yeah, you remember that guy from that night? Yeah, he's dead." She's like, "Whoa, wait a minute, dude.
Am I gonna get in trouble for this?"
He's like, "Nah, they got the guy already." She's like, "Oh, okay." Because she just trusted him, though.
She did.
She was fucking him.
Yeah, I was saying. In holding, Joe was detoxing, and they had to take him to the hospital. Yeah. He was in there shaking. That was 7 years worth of shakes in there. He's
that nigga needed another drink. That's what
he was detoxing. He was going crazy. And another court case. Go ahead.
Was that the part though when they was taking him into jail? Somebody was like, "You smell that?"
Yeah.
Somebody was like, "Bring him down here." And he was like, "Nah, you smell that?" I was like,
well, that's 7 years worth of funk.
Yeah, that nigga was on the street.
Doo-doo street.
Like falling asleep in a turning lane. Like picture a nigga falling asleep on Livingston Avenue.
Well, like alcohol and must.
Right.
Nasty.
And pavement.
Nasty.
He
got rained on, all kind of
stuff. That nigga smell like Coda Bus.
He said, Joe in here, nigga. So, in another court case, though, while this is going on, the gun they took from that case that he used to pin the murder. That's another thing that's dumb. Like
strike number 3.
That's dumb because it's like,
at
okay,
this point,
like this gun is for this case. You're gonna take the gun, use it to shoot somebody, and then put it back
out of evidence.
Yeah, out of evidence that they're using. Like,
man, turn yourself in.
So the gun, like I said, the gun to use the shooting of the DA agent. Another murderer might get away because of this, because of them using that gun. So they buy a new 44 off the street to replace the one in that case, which is wild. And he's like, hey, which one you want? 44 right there. I want the 44 right there.
Right, there was no
44 right there. Let me go get that 44.
They didn't even go to shop. They knew what they wanted.
So meanwhile, Joe's in interrogation and he can't remember nothing. He's like, what's your last name? He's like, I don't know. He's like, you can remember killing somebody? And he was like, yeah, I guess. Like, yes. And that's the thing about it is like, that's off right there. That's another strike, honestly. Because he's like, bro, I only remember this. I can't tell you nothing happened in the last 7 years, but all I know is that I shot that nigga last night. That's all I remember. I shot
Right.
that
I
nigga.
don't remember my name.
Hey,
I
in
don't remember.
cold blood, I
I don't
pulled
remember
the
how much
trigger.
saying that.
I put down the bottle and I pulled the trigger.
I can describe this. I can describe this murder step by step, but I can't tell you.
I didn't even know I was asleep on the street.
And
Right.
that's another thing too. Like you can't really use that, and that's why I like that the lawyer did that. The lawyer was the coach from the Sixth Man, by the way.
Oh yep.
That who that? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I was looking at him like, you look familiar.
yeah, he's the coach in there. The thing about this is, he said, how can we use this in court? This man can't remember nothing but this murder. That's all he can remember. He can't tell you his last name, nothing about him, but he can tell you he murdered somebody. So it sounds fishy. So they were like, we're gonna take this to trial. So going back to the other case now, the man yells out, "That ain't my gun," because they put yeah 44, and then he said, "That ain't my gun." He said, "Wait a minute," because he was
Hey,
looking over there. He was like, "Yeah, this the gun he used." The guy from forensics. He's like, "Yeah, see the gun. The bullet came from this gun." He's like, "Wait. I shot that nigga, but that ain't my gun. That ain't the gun
hey,
I used to shoot that nigga."
Bro, that part was though, he was like, he can't even remember his own mother probably, but he knows that wasn't his gun. Like
Yeah.
that's
but did you see? You remember their faces? They looked at each other like back to square fucking one.
Yeah, it was like
Mhm.
it messed up again. And like I said, literally, he was like, "That ain't my gun." He started swinging on.
He
That ain't
punching niggas in the court. What the
Yeah,
fuck? That's crazy. They trying to frame me.
yeah.
They trying to frame you, nigga. You did it. It's just OJ.
About to say, but the thing
Oh,
is, he
God.
did it, but they fucked it up. So now he got to go off because they're trying to pin another innocent person for something like it was just wild. They got a murderer here. They can get that case
Bro,
closed.
they stressed that white defense attorney out so bad,
He was like,
bro.
"Oh my fucking god!"
They stressed her out.
She was in the
She played
courtroom
her
tripping
role.
too. She was going off. She's like, "What the fuck is that guy?"
Stressed her out.
And that's the mom from the movie Santa Claus, by the way. It's just a little y'all know that's just wild that they got her stressing out like that. So like I said, they try to swap the guns out again, and the evidence person's like, "Nah." He's like, "You can't come in here and do nothing with nothing with the evidence." He's like, "We just gotta go in and check the evidence." He's like, "No." Last time I let somebody check some evidence, it went missing. Stuff went
Yep.
missing. He said, "Now the chief saw me now. I can't do it." So he got in trouble for it for that. So they're messing up people's lives around them too because they can't get their story straight. So now we're in the court now for Joe, and the lawyer sends shots at them. He's like, "Listen, we're gonna take some trial because not only can he not like remember his last name, evidence be going missing. So we're gonna go
Right.
not guilty." And he's like, despite Joe was like, "Listen, I'm gonna just take the fall." He's like, if I kill somebody, I kill somebody. I'm not doing that. He's like, "Nah, we're gonna get you right."
Because at that point, though, I think Buddy thought it was better for him just to be in
Just to
jail
be in the
anyway.
drill.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
like, "Bro, I get
he
3 years."
was looking better a little bit. Like
Yeah,
playing
he was. I
up.
was gonna say he was looking better after a while too. He
Yeah.
was like, "Look, I get 3
You,
meals a
was
day,
he looking better? No, nigga, he was sober.
Okay. True.
He was dirty. Must say he was dirty. He had to get the beard trimmed down a little bit. He had, like I said, he got 3 meals a day. He got a shower.
Some shoes,
He did
motherfucker,
exactly.
a
So he was
toothbrush,
right.
a cup.
He got a home. He got a cell, a bed. Like I'm gonna just go ahead and just stay here. Why
He's,
not?
I'm good here. I'm good. Then, so now Rodriguez, he feels guilty about everything that's going on.
That nigga been guilty.
He says right here too. He's like, "Bro, look, why we got to do this, man?" He's like, we've done this 10 times for 100K. Now listen, now remember he said we did this 10 times for
Could have been
100K. Now remember how much he owed that man?
250.
$27,942.
27?
$27,142.
Oh, he just kept gambling his money.
Listen, exactly. He could have paid that man. They said he messed his own self up. So now Da Vinci said it was only one mess up. We've been on the force for 20 years now. Only one mess up.
D
He was like,
mess up.
yeah, that was the mess up. And Rodriguez says we're never doing this again. Like we can't do this. We can't do it anymore. He's like, all right, I hear you. Now the other case, Dunner is now found not guilty because of evidence. And he's like, aha, yeah. He's in court,
Right.
yeah,
That's
aha.
the
he in
most
court,
guilty
yeah.
part of the whole time.
He was an acting fool. Yeah, I told you. Yeah, I love my gun. Yeah. Dry voice. I can't even do that for long. That was a dry voice he had too. So Joe goes to trial due to being mentally unfit, is what now he gets taken to trial. And they're like Tupac stressed. And he's like, bro,
What
what?
the fuck? Fucking jail.
Go to court. So Da Vinci gets a call from the precinct because of Cynthia. And this is what part is wild. He leaves because now we know he got a wife now. The wife
He
is like,
leaves his wife.
she's like, we're trying to make things work here, Da Vinci. We're trying to make
He's
things
like, bitch, I
work.
gotta go to work.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, they're coming out of the precinct. So we found out he got a wife. He was like, damn. So I thought that was wild. I was like, damn. And he's like, okay, look, I'm gonna go down and be right back. So she's like, bro, this can't go to court. Like you told me, all I had to do is identify the nigga. That's it. He's
Paint
like,
my black ass.
she's going off. He's like, let me think. So he's like, we're gonna figure it all out. We're gonna get you right. So now Joe comes out looking cleaner now. So now this part where he comes out looking cleaner. And he says jail's good for him, wants to plead guilty, feels like he was wrong. And they're like, no. And then Da Vinci and Rodriguez talk about what to do if Cynthia messes up. And Da Vinci says, hey, what's one more chalk outline? And he's like, how many people gonna kill, man?
Hey, that's when, bro, turn state.
Bro,
That's right there. Right there is exactly when he turned state.
he was like Steel and Juice. He was like, bro, you don't get tired of killing niggas, man.
That right there. Because he did, like, bro, you fucking on her.
That's
Like,
crazy.
you fucking her.
And now you want to kill
That's
her.
the same coochie you throw up in the air. He say throw up in the sky to make sunshine. That's that
Sunshine.
sunshine right
Hey,
there.
look. Hey, he said,
Yeah.
Hey, put your mama on the
He
phone.
thought about it. He said,
I know he started
He was old. Like,
Put your mama on the phone. Hey, I ain't never coming back.
bro, left his whole family. Said, I ain't never come back, yo. And they have a bail bondsman try to find her. The bail bondsman is T.C. Carson from A Living Single.
Carl Barker getting into this.
Bro.
What the fuck did Kyle Barker getting into this?
Manipulation and just bullying people. You'll see it right here. What happens? So he's like, look, I need you to go find her and tell me. Don't tell nobody else because the people out to get her. He's like, all right, I got you. And he's like, listen, let me come here and fuck you up. And he's like, look, okay, look, I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna find her. So then Cynthia's told that they were coming by 2 o'clock with the police. So this happened right before that. So they told him that they're gonna come at 2, and she decides to pack up and leave. And Da Vinci tries to find her, and he goes to the house. But when he comes out, the guy that told him gonna come by at 2, he was like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" He was like, "Oh, I saw the door was open, so I just went in. I was trying to get some dummy, dumb. You fucking up.
The jig is fucking up.
It's fucking up." So then they got James Earl Jones. Now he's on the defense side playing Baylor. He's like, look at the newspapers. Look at this.
Right. He pulled up to the dude's spot like, hey, look at the paper. He said, am I supposed to be looking for anything?
He put that little. I don't think he said anything. He was like, just tapped it. Like,
He said that nigga was missing for like 7 years.
Yeah. So this part right here, they find out that John Doe. No, they say Joe Doe on this. They said Joe Doe is actually William McCall, part owner of $1 billion corporation, and is pretty much a saint. He does transplants on the poor in Africa. And he's like, bruh, you had to put the gun on him. So Tupac crashed out. You got to put the gun on him.
Tupac crashing out again.
Tupac was stressed the entire movie. He was like, you got to put the gun on him? On a saint? And he was like, so he's like,
miracles out in Africa.
So after finding out that he could possibly walk, he's like, bro, we gotta pin the murder. He's like, we gotta
get the fuck out of town.
Yeah. No. He said we gotta kill her. At this point, he said we gotta kill her. He said we have to kill her because at this point she's gone, and she's the only person that knows about this besides us. He's like, even if he walks, even if he gets away with it, they ain't gonna pin it back on us. We just gotta make sure she don't say nothing.
Right. So
Da Vinci goes back to the Bill's bondsman and he's like, hey, where's she? And he's like, oh, the cops got her. And he's like, okay. So then he's like, he's stressed out. He's calling different departments. They're like, no, we ain't got her. So he comes back with Rodriguez and they jumped this nigga. They stomped this nigga out.
Man, he took his money.
He threw a stack of papers on this man's head. You see that?
Tore that motherfucking Bell Bosman place up.
Tore him up. Stomped him out everything. He's like, don't lie to me. He's like, he's gonna hold his back. So because so they was like, okay, we gotta try to find her. So then Joe tells his cellmate after being asked what he's doing, and he's like, bro, what you doing here? You're like a doctor or something. What you doing here? He's like, bro, I had an affair with my nurse, and that caused my wife to leave, and that's why she had that car accident. He's like, and that's why I'm pretty much the way I am now. Like, when I started drinking my troubles away. I lost my wife and my children because something I started. And so then in the courtroom, Cynthia shows up now. With all this time being missing, she shows up, and they like, ah, shit. You know, they stressed. They are stressed because they're like, because now they're thinking she's gonna snitch on them. Because that's what they were. They were she's gonna snitch. But she's like, she's still going along with what they said. But the thing is, they ain't had no pep talk. They didn't have no pep talk before. She just went straight in there. They had no pep talk. They couldn't prep her.
So
So
you got the beer at 3:00. You got the beer at 2:50.
that's
Like,
pretty much what
bruh.
happens here. That's pretty much what happens here.
Yeah.
Because it all started when Joe says, "Hey, I recognize her." He's like,
I
"I recognize her."
by her or something.
And Baylor says, "Huh?" He said, "I recognize her." He said, "Oh, okay, bet." So then Baylor interrogates her pretty much, and when I tell you, he broke that story down.
Good James Earl Jones, the
He
GOAT.
broke that story down. He was like, "Okay, so you were at the mini mart. What
No
were you getting?"
cars.
He's like, "What are you getting?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm getting some shampoo." Shampoo? Get some shampoo? Okay. Did you walk or did you drive there? Oh, I drove. But you said you walked out when you were getting. Yeah, I walked out because I parked far. Why'd you park far? It's a dangerous neighborhood. He was just breaking everything down, and he was like, "So you're walking, and you seen him? You seen him shoot her? You seen Joe shoot her? Yeah, I seen Joe shoot her." So they breaking the whole thing down. He was like, "So who's Joe? Because Joe's the homeless man that lived next to you. This is the case for William McCall." And she's like, "Oh, you lied."
Yeah,
See,
he said, I never said his name was Joe.
yeah, and
I think the problem that she had though too was he said, "So you seen him running away from the scene? Like the
With the
nigga wasn't
gun.
running nowhere. He's drunk. Like this
yeah,
nigga."
With the gun.
he didn't even bring that part up. He was just going. He was like, so you
So
saw
he
you,
said
you
something
seen
about you
Joe?
seen
Yeah, I
him.
seen Joe. You seen Joe? Yeah, I seen Joe. Joe's the nigga that lived next to you. Like this is William McCall.
Right. Then he was like, so you were the only one out there. No other cars.
Yeah, he said, well, that's another thing he was asking. He said, so was there traffic? No, there's no traffic. So there's no traffic. So there's no other cars. Yeah, so there's a bunch of cars over there parked. We just parked. Okay, so nobody's out there. It was just you and him. That's it. And then the person that got shot. That's it. Like he was breaking that whole story down. And he ends up breaking her, and she was just like, after a while, he was like, and they gave her a chance. That's sad at the beginning. He said, you know what perjury is? No perjury.
Yep. Yes.
He's like, yeah, that's lying. Yeah, okay. So you know perjury. So again, do you know perjury? He's like, yeah, it's lying. Oh, okay. We'll make sure. He's like breaking her down. Then they was like, so about that perjury. She's like, I don't know. I don't want to talk. At that point, she didn't want to tell him nothing. At that point, like I said, he broke her all the way down. Now they go back to Manny, the bail bondsman.
Get her out.
He said, "Bro, bail her out, because that shit there for perjury. Bail her out." And she's like, "Okay." So he's like, "Okay, whatever." So Rodriguez eventually talk again, and Rodriguez he's messed up. He's like, "Bro, why we have to start killing people?" and the thing about this was,
You can see the whole switch too. Though.
You knew something was up right here.
Yeah.
Because he was too bold. What he was saying. It's one thing to be like, "Man, we really got ourselves in trouble." He was like, "Why do we have to keep killing people? 11 dead bodies is enough.
11.
Why do you have to shoot that man?"
That white man looked at him like
He looked at. He said, "You good? Why did we have to kill him? Why did you have to kill? Why did you have to kill?" He kept doing that. Why did you have to kill him? I peeped at it. I said, "Oh, he really made sure."
that nigga really.
Why did you have to shoot him like that? Why did you do that? He was like, "Hey, you straight?" He was like, "Oh, nah, I don't like what we did. When you shot him, it just messed me up."
Bruh, that nigga was throwing that nigga under the bus.
He kept doing that. So then he was like, "Okay." So then he pulls over, and he's like, "Bro, you straight?" He's like, "I just owe people some money, and I don't know how I'm going to pay them back."
If I got myself in some trouble.
Yeah, he was talking. I don't know. He was talking like a thespian. Then he was like, "I don't know how I'm going to pay them back."
But but Lucy knew that he owed money. Like, bro,
Yeah, but he was like, "Nah, the way you act right now, like you acting crazy." So eventually pulls out a gun. He's like, "Take your shirt off." He's like, "Take your shirt off."
Second time.
Yeah, he's like,
you were
"Hey,
the wire.
yeah, you weren't a wire." He's like, "Oh, no." So then he's like, okay, I'm sorry about that. He's like, okay, we good. He's like, get back in the
Didn't he
car.
like hug him or something?
No. He was like, yeah, he's punched him in the gut, and that's when he tried to rip the wire off him. And he's like, see, he's like, yeah, I ratted you out the Sims. I ratted you out. And he threatens to shoot him. And he's like, yeah, come on, shoot me. I deserve to die. And he's like, get out the car. And he's like, all right, never lose your sense of humor.
Yep.
He leaves him in the alley. And Rodriguez is at home. He's angry. He's screaming how much he hates his wife.
Crashing out.
And he starts tearing stuff up into place. And as he starts to calm down, we see the men he owed money to. They pull
bad
up.
time?
Yeah, bad he is. Yeah. Bad time.
Seems like we caught you at a bad time, but
yeah, we go do that money. He's like, ah! He charges at him, and
bow.
He tackles him off screen. Then he tackles him, then he gets shot off screen. And the cops now think it was Da Vinci that shot him because they had that sting operation on him. And the cops interrogate Cynthia, and she doesn't believe Da Vinci murdered Rodriguez. She's like, no, he wouldn't. Then they play the tape, and he was like, oh, well, yeah.
Well,
it's not like he did it. So then Baylor convinces the DEA to give Cynthia full immunity for cooperation and have William McCall go free. They end up abiding by it. So now 4 months later, Cynthia comes home after stripping, and Da Vinci got a full beard now. He got a full beard.
He on the run.
He's waiting for her at home, and he robs her, and he puts a pillow on her, and then off screen we hear a shot. But you see when she's laid out, the bullet wound is in her shoulder. She's laying there. Yep. So she looked dead, but she's fine. He goes back to Manny for one last favor. Let me get one last favor for you. And he gets to ride out, and he tells the driver to how to get out. He's like, I want you to drive slow, I want you to do this and this. And the driver turns around and blows his brains out. And we find out it's the killer.
When he was talking about he said, just never lose your sense of humor.
Never lose your sense of humor. Like you tell everybody else, never lose your sense of humor. So dude turns around, blows his brains out, just start laughing.
We got out of the car and took off.
And we see it's that dude from the other case, Dunner. And it ends with him, dead in the back seat with Dunner leaving the car in the alley. And it's kind of
Just runs off.
Yeah, it's one thing where it pretty much was his own. He was a victim of his own demise because if he didn't let him go free, he would have been safe. So, yeah, that's the movie right there.
Pulled his gun out, and dude never recognized, like, hey, that ain't my gun.
That ain't my gun is crazy.
Pulled out the 44 on him now. He's like, yeah, that's my 44.
I'm waiting to dust this old baby off.
Right.
So, what is the most gangster scene in the movie to you guys?
When the nigga said, that ain't my gun, and a full jewelry was right in front of him.
I think the most gangster scene in the movie is, yeah, you might be right. You might be right.
I like that one. I like the one where
actually no, the most gangster scene in the movie is that white dude that grabbed that gun, like, yeah, so yeah, what kind of gun?
That was like, fuck y'all.
About to say, because one nigga was like, I was in jail last week. Like, Friday? Last Friday? Oh, I was in jail all weekend. Like, yeah.
That was a nigga from Blue Chips.
I've never seen Blue Chips.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
that's with Shaq and Penny,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I never seen that.
I'd say, that shit was just wild though.
Yeah, I gotta give it. Yeah, I'll give it to the dude in the courtroom yelling out, "That ain't my gun, Dunner! That ain't my gun!"
You said that in front of a jury, in front of your peers, and a judge. That's some balls, nigga. Gorilla balls.
Swigging on niggas. Now we're gonna rate the movie. What do we rate this movie out of 5?
I give it a 5. It was a good movie.
I think it was really good. I'd probably go with a 4.5. Probably just straight 4.5. It's not a perfect movie, but I think it was really, really good. I would definitely recommend it.
Well, I think it was a great movie for real.
I think it was a good movie. I gave it a 4. It's just I didn't want to see my boy go out like how he did for his last movie, man. Like,
I don't think we knew that. I mean,
we didn't know.
I mean, to be fair, he died in every movie but Poetic Justice.
Yeah, but
It's not like we've never seen him die before the movie. He died every movie he's been in.
No, but he really
Nah.
died after is the problem. Like that was
Yeah, like damn, that nigga can't even get like Chadwick Boseman got Black Panther. Like, like
they thought
damn.
he had more time though. That's all it was. They probably thought he had, and they wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I was gonna say they was like, well, this is the thing because it's one of the things where like I mean the character was gonna die. It was one of the things like the character ain't nothing good coming his way.
I think the reason why I gave it a 4 though, I do need a backstory when he turned state. Now I have an idea when he did it.
He did it right because it was right after she got on the stand. She got on the stand. He said, "Oh, bet." And the very next scene, why did he have to kill her? Why did you have to kill her?
I started acting there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He started, why? Why did you have to shoot those people? I know I drove, but why did you have to shoot them?
Hey, but you know what's crazy though? But you know what's crazy? My black ass, knowing me, hey, bro, I ain't pull that trigger. So you on your fucking up. I ain't gonna tell on you. But you on your own. Call me and tell me how it goes.
I just don't like. My problem with it is he shot like you said in the beginning. He got bro from a mile away, shot him, killed him, but he just pulled off to the side of the road, dead, whatever.
Yeah.
Then he tried to kill old girl point blank range and don't kill her. How the hell you not like?
I honestly think
he put the pillow down, everything.
I honestly think he didn't really try to kill her. I think it was more like, bitch, you lucky. But I'm gonna pop one in the shoulder because he thought he was gonna get away.
His thing about that, like me and my dad watched it again. He said he thinks he was trying to shoot her in the heart because he's bringing up the heart. He's trying to shoot in the heart, which that makes sense. But at the same time, it's like you got the pillow there. You got to go for the head. I get it.
I mean, the pillow ain't there for no reason.
Yeah, you got. But I think,
he wanted to shoot her in the heart because he was heartbroken now.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Okay.
So, but he was like, but he should have went for the head.
Like it ain't like she did that shit to him. She just wanted to dance and that was it. And they tore her up in the strip club and got her doing all type of shit and lying, messing up her life.
And that's the thing too, because they showed that she was going because I forgot to say that she was in the hospital, and she was on a stretcher. You saw she was shot right here, and then you seen William McCall. He was talking to somebody. He was getting prepped up for it. He was getting prepped.
Yeah, he was being a doctor again.
Yeah, so you know she's gonna be straight. This is what he does.
I wouldn't trust that, nigga. You was just drunk 3 months ago. Now all of a sudden you just remember how to do all these surgery. You don't
remember your name. That is a good point. You don't remember your name. You can perform surgery.
Open heart surgery now all of a sudden again. Like,
I don't know, man.
Come on.
You don't know your last name. Now you can pull a bullet out my shoulder. All right.
You know what I mean? And then I got a problem with her though because it's like I don't think she really learned nothing from the situation. You just went through all that because you got picked up in a strip club by a dirty cop or drug dealers or whatever's going on. 4 months later, your ass back to stripping. You could have left. You was already planning on leaving.
Where the fuck was she going to go, TK? She ain't got no money.
Okay, so how many times she said she was going to leave and run away and she packed that bag? Where the fuck was she planning on going in? Because now it's like...
She had...
That is a good point.
I'm just saying she kept packing that bag. I'm leaving. I'm going somewhere. But bitch, you keep ending up back here. So it's like, why you keep packing this bag for? Like,
touche.
Well, she thought she was straight, but then like, I mean, she got back home. Dude was waiting.
There's no way she thought she was straight, and that nigga's not in police custody.
True.
You feel me? Like she said, yeah. So tell me your plan now. Tell me your plan now.
She did get bold. She did get bold.
You feel me?
I mean, yeah.
I thought she was wired at that point. I thought she was wired or something because she was
not coming home from the strip club.
But that's what I thought about. I was like, she came to the show. She was already naked. She was already showing cheeks. So she didn't have the wire on there. So I was like,
she already showing cheeks.
Take your shirt off. All right, bet. That's what I do. So
that nigga Tupac. Nigga Tupac really put on a wire, bro.
Tupac was in there, had a 3-piece suit on. It was like, you know what? Listen. Take your shirt off. Take your shirt off.
Right. You ain't never been this dressed up, nigga.
Take your top off.
I don't like that they keep saying that he had all this gambling debt, but we ain't want to see him try to gamble.
Good. He wasn't good at it. When they wasn't in on the show, he wasn't good at it.
But the movie could have dug a little bit deeper.
Nah, but But I still think, like, from the plot and everything that they had going on, showing how much they kept fucking up and digging their hole, and then the twist of it with
My
being the
God.
dude that was a bum on the street for 7 years turns out to be this important,
Yeah.
person. Like,
Billionaire. So where the
that was
fuck were you? Y'all telling me nobody found him?
No,
and like
remember they said he was missing. They said he was missing last 7
Yeah.
years. He was
they said, we
homeless.
assumed he was dead. Like, damn, so didn't nobody even just care to
So
look for the man
But
we're
though.
not.
who's gonna look? His family dead.
Well, that's beside the
No,
point.
he was
We're
still a
not
part of
going
our
to.
higher family. His family, like his wife and his kids, is
So the
dead, but
immediate
he
family,
said
yeah.
he's the brother of such and such, and their father left them all this money. So it's like, if you
Fuck
got
on
a
that.
lawyer that high on retainer,
Fuck on
you
that.
know there's somebody looking for him.
Fuck on that. The nigga was in the street, and nobody thought to say, "Who the fuck is this man?"
they, they,
I
they,
mean,
they
no,
just
I
they just
wouldn't
call
think to
him
do that
Joe.
either.
They just call him Joe.
Hey, you telling me how many times have we gave bums money?
Well, they said they ran his prints though, and they said he had no priors. So I mean, they ran them prints, and it's like it didn't come back nothing crazy, but it should have
Nigga,
told
take
him who
his
the fuck he was.
blood. This nigga.
But
Take,
no, they
take
took his
that
blood
drunken
too,
ass
though.
blood, huh? That blood that got all these damn 40 ounces and MD 20s in
How
that
much that
shit.
even blood no more?
That's oil.
He walking Ripple now. That's
Right?
Ripple.
That's oil.
I
That's
said that's
ripple.
sludge. Like that's
Hey,
right. You know that shit probably thick
because
as
I'm just
hell.
watching it. I'm just watching the movie, and I'm just like, so nobody's gonna ask what happened. Like it takes Dark Vader. Like, so nobody's gonna ask what happened. Like, bro, he was on the street,
He's also the Darth
sleep.
Vader. It's all the case.
He
About to
was
say
in the
they.
street, sleep, bro.
I wonder how she even found out his name was Joe. Like I wonder if he
No,
told
she
her
was
that.
just calling him
No,
Joe.
they were just calling him
They were
Joe.
just calling him Joe,
They just saying, Joe, get on about the street.
and he was saying, he was like, huh?
He answered to it.
To give a nigga a name and not
That's
even close.
crazy.
He can remember he was that drunk for so long. He can remember.
And then put it like this: hey, Joe, hey, I think we're gonna get you some help. Like that just tells me like the neighborhood. So the police don't come around, or actually they do. They're fucking her. Never mind.
Right. That, that was his
Never
problem. The
mind.
cop
He's
that
not
did
doing
come
his
around.
job.
Because remember,
The cop
he
came
was
around the
stretched
one
out of there
that
too.
did it.
He's still putting his pants on. I looked over there. He said, "Man, get up on the street." You know what? I'm gonna put the butter on you. I
Now you
call
remember he pulled his gun out and was like,
you.
"Oh shit!"
Yeah.
He almost got caught with his pants down.
But we're gonna end it right here.
That's wild.
That is wild.
Wow.
We end it right here.
World's dumbest
Just
criminals,
remember,
nigga. That's what you need to put on your hood movie reviews, like the 10 dumb commandments, because they're probably gonna fill it up. But
just everything they did in this movie.
bro, like fucking idiots.
Man, with this one, this last quote. Here's the most important thing: you can never lose your sense of humor. Without that, you got nothing.
Hey, my bad. Hold on, wait. Let me give you something. I say I had the dude that was in court though. Every time they showed him, I got hyped for him. The hear ye, face the flag, and like do the shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought he was about to spit some shit. Keep your humor, kids, like Kitty said.
So who said it?
The bad guy.
Oh, I think that's what I think. So like Diddy's. I was like,
Whoa,
huh?
Tell you
whoa.
that.
I think he said like Diddy said. I was
That's another review.
like,
Um,
Sledge, what's the next movie we're doing? Because
We're gonna do higher ground. I mean, not higher ground. Higher alert. Higher learning.
next episode where we do higher learning. Yeah,
and see,
remember.
spoiler alert: the greatest.
Is him.
Crashing.
Pac was
Ah,
trash.
Nigga Pac was crashing out. He should. Bro, oh, I gotta ask a question. Act yourself. Act like nothing's different. But why are you crashing out so hard and you got a wire? Like,
well, remember what he said when he had the wire? He didn't say, "Why did we have to kill?" He said, "Why did you have to kill those people?" He kept saying, "You."
that nigga Pac was in alleys, his shirt untucked. We're gonna fucking jail. We're gonna fucking jail. Like, bro, relax.
He was even in the police precinct talking about some. He said, "Oh, what did he say?"
He said the joke about the guy that the cop that planted the gun on the
Yeah,
He was loud as fuck. He said, "Keep your humor." He said, "Oh, have you heard the joke about the guy?"
Crashing out.